Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this video I have two replays for you, and this is part of the Swedish grind, which I done quite a while ago, but I thought I'd do a feature on it, and I've got the first part, which is featuring the tier 6, the IKV 65-2, not dash 2, just 2, and IKV 90B. Which is the tier 7. So both are quite sort of familiar in playstyles, and in all fairness, to be fair, in sort of design as well. I guess the best way you could describe them, they're like cheese wedges or shoe boxes, and just got sort of that weird boxy shape to them. Now we're starting off with the tier 6, and I'll just run through the equipment for you. So we're running camo net, optics and gun rammer on this tank, and to be fair, the setup will be the same for the IKV 90 as well. We've got born leader, rapid reload, 6%, camouflage expertise, steady aim, silent driving, muffled shot, situational awareness and green thumb. So we completely maxed out the camo perks for this tank, along with the camo net, because the Swedish tank destroyer line, it's all about the camo. That's their sort of forte, I guess probably the right word for it. That's their strength, that's what they rely on, is their camouflage to sort of stay hidden at quite sort of short distances. You get them into sort of double bush, sit at the back and sort of play your traditional TD sniper role. Now the IKV 65 and the 90B, they do not have siege mode, which is what you'll get on the UDES 03 and the Stridsvarn versions in the line, the tier 9 and the 10. They are just turretless TDs, and they don't get that siege mode. So the gun depression you get is what you get basically. You can't increase it. You can't obviously get the siege mode benefits of sort of bouncing off of the armor. These are basically you get hit, you get penned basically, because their armor is 0. There's absolutely no armor on these tanks whatsoever. So they're a bit of an acquired taste, I guess, for some people. I mean, I absolutely love these tanks. I thought they were really good. In fact, maybe it's a bit of a long shot sort of going, I probably found them my favourite in the line. I got on them really well, but some people don't, just because they are lightly armoured. I don't think they're difficult to use, but I can kind of see why people would think that. But like I said, it's camos, it's strength, and you have to use that to its maximum effect. And you can see I'm doing that right here. This is sort of demonstrating what I'm talking about. Just sitting at the back of this spot on Westfield, getting behind these bushes and just basically shooting whatever comes along. And I've not been lit at all. It's just too easy. Tried getting a couple of shots into this TD in the light tank though. Unfortunately that wasn't easy, just didn't really connect, didn't happen, just didn't aim well enough. But we did get a shot into that T150 in the middle of the map there. Like I said, we are on Westfield, and I have come over to this corner because on this spawn I think it's quite important to get the map control on this side. Opposite side you will find a lot of tanks will charge this section to try and sort of basically get map dominance. If you get this corner on the other side, you've pretty much sort of closed out you've closed out a lot of positions for tanks on this side to operate from. And like I said, sort of gone to this corner to sort of try and get a bit of map control. We've now pushed up to this side because there's always tank destroyers hiding here. We are lit because of that light tank, but now we just sort of got back into cover. We can shoot over from the side into these tanks. We missed that shot because we didn't let the gun aim in. That's our own fault there. That's not the tank. However, that Bromwell does get taken out. and we did get some shots into some tanks that were on that side. You can see I've racked up just over 1,400 assists just by playing that sort of little bit of a light tank role. We've snuck up here, we decided we can overpeak and get the shots off. That stern panzer absolutely demolishes that M56. We then take out the SU-100. We've got artillery focusing us, so we're sort of gonna move. We're gonna move up now because that's all that's left. To be fair, this is a real quick game, but it was just sort of it was something to sort of show just how good the IKV is basically. And yeah, we're sort of pushing up now. We're sort of going to try and see if we can spark artillery, and you can see the mobility as well on this tank is really good. Again, that's another sort of strong factor in both these tanks. Is the mobility is really good. You can really sort of get about the map quite quickly. So that and its camo just makes it ridiculously good. We did take a bit of a massive hit from that artillery there, but we're not fussed. We were full health. We were just sort of trying to get as much out of this game as we could. And yeah, we sort of picked up the victory there. We come top of the board, which wasn't bad considering we were mid-tier, I believe. And we got 2.8k damage. We pick up the Ace Tanker Medal, the high caliber there. And we got 1,900 assists and just the 1 kill, but a nice game there just to sort of show the strengths of the IKV-65. And now we're moving on to the 90B, which we are on Erlenberg. Yeah, I guess these maps are sort of, they're decent maps for these sort of tanks. They are sort of, like I say, sort of good sniper maps. Don't get me wrong, these tanks, you will suffer a little bit. Well, you will suffer with the whole line on some of the maps, obviously, in the game. But like I say, you've just got to sort of, you play it as a traditional TD, and you just sort of, you've just sort of got to learn where and when to sort of rotate to, and sort of park up. And the best place is where you're going to farm a lot of damage from afar, without sort of getting too much into the action where you're going to get caught out and destroyed, basically. Because like I say, as soon as you do get caught out, the armor's going to get easily penned by anything, really. Even sort of tier 5s are going to go through this no problem. It's just no armor at all. So there we go. And we've come over to the corner here, and we see this IS, which we've got stranded out. The rapid reload on this means that we can actually sort of, it's quite easy to sort of keep tanks trapped in place. We did bounce on the side of that IS, it just sort of went a bit too high, so unfortunately we weren't able to perma-track him. And we got lit there, so we just sort of backed out, but we took a bit of health off of that IS, and he's now a one-shot. So we've done a good job by sort of pushing up to this corner and getting shots onto tanks that were out in that corner there and available for being available for shots. Trying to get a shot on that TD that was crossing, but unfortunately he gets into cover just before we're able to sort of swing round and get the shots off. So now we are just sort of we're gonna pull back a little bit, because the enemies have sort of pushed quite aggressively onto that corner, and if they poke, we're probably going to get lit. And obviously, I'm going to get shot by that tank that's sort of poking that ridge there. There's also artillery in the game, so we've got to be careful of that. That's another thing. Artillery will be looking this way, and as soon as those guys peek the corner, we know artillery is probably going to be sort of looking this way as well, and sort of planning to get some shots off. So I did sort of come into the middle here because I wanted to see if I could potentially get some shots. Well, I wanted to see if I could close down that IS, but he gets sort of shut down anyway. I was just trying to see if I could potentially get some shots on any tanks that were on this side, and we just see that T28, sorry. So we decided we're going to get some shots into the side of that tank. And like I said, we're sort of playing traditional TD role, but also we're aware that we do need to rotate and move into certain positions to try and get some shots off. Otherwise, we're never going to get any damage if we just stay in the same spot. Unless sort of tanks just sort of full send into a position where we can free farm. If they all sort of went full send in our base, then yeah, I could quite easily just camp up in the hill there and just sort of get shots off all day long. But that's not the case. Our base is sort of relatively protected. We're sort of pushed up to the middle here, so they're going to be playing defensive on their ridge, and also there's sort of tanks. They pushed round to the north of the map, sort of on the the C9 C0 line. So yeah, we sort of didn't really have many options. Now I've just been lit there and I've been targeted, so I'm currently in retreat and sort of weaving in and out. Do take a shot unfortunately from that medium tank. Was it Brask? I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, I got hit quite hard, let's put it like that, which is unfortunate. It's put us down to 330 hit points now, so I do really have to be careful with my hit points and also about where I sort of go to. The numbers they're sort of fairly even. The 2 tanks down, but it's still an even game in my opinion. A lot could sort of still happen or change, so I'm sort of trying to I'm sort of asking my team to try and sort of give me some spots. I like tanks sort of camping right up on the 0 line. I don't really know why. That's not really the right play for a light tank in my opinion, but he's obviously decided that's where he wants to sit, so it is what it is. So I'm sort of pushing up, and I think I'm sort of trying to see if I can sort of get some information, try and find out what tanks are over here, and then I can sort of make a decision as to where I go next. And I think I'm going to go into the middle here because I just don't want to sort of sit camping on this ridge for so long. However, we get a light tank now that's starting to sort of YOLO this side, and I'm thinking, Christ, this is not ideal. We get lit up, but I want to get some shots into this guy because, again, a map like Erlenberg, getting rid of a light tank is always going to be beneficial. We do put him onto a one-shot, and then the Hawk 12 takes him out. So, yeah, we were lucky to sort of come here and not take damage, but like I say, light tank was distracted, worked in our favour. We were able to get some shots into him. Wanted to get some shots in because obviously I wanted to sort of take him out. Getting rid of getting rid of their eyes basically, and that sort of gives us the advantage for if we want to attack or defend. We can do that without worrying about being lit. So I was trying to see if we get shots in onto that medium there, but he sort of just gets into cover. I think I'm sort of kind of playing the spotter here because, like I say, our light tank has just sort of decided he's not going to partake in assisting us with any spots. So I just thought, you know what, I'll just sort of play in this position, see what I can light up. You can see it's paying off. I'm getting a little bit of assistance, I think, from artillery that's been hitting that T28. But I'm also sort of focusing on the sort of tanks on their ridge here and just trying to see if I can potentially get some shots off. It's a bit awkward though because there's a lot of buildings in the way. I've got to be careful of that medium tank that I know is sort of roughly in front of me somewhere, on the opposite riverbank. There we are. I think we've just lit him up and just try and see if we can get shots into him. And there we go. See, there's bushes in the way, so I know I'm not going to get lit. So I sort of took the chance of getting a shot in, knowing that it would sort of pay off and I sort of wouldn't get lit. So now at this point, I'm sort of going to make my way over to, well, I was thinking about making my way over to the other side, but I do see this tank on the other side of this iron rain, and I snapped the shot. Probably should have been a bit more patient there, but I see the tank backing up, so I just thought I'd take a sort of pocket shot in to try and see if it would pen. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It's one of those things, isn't it? We're quite passive here. We're sort of playing quite full passive mode. I've switched to the heat here because I'm gonna try and see if I can get some shots into this T28. But the T28 obviously has, does have really good armor, so that's why I've loaded the heat shells, try and sort of see if I can penetrate the guy. However, he's sort of backed off a little bit and gone sort of undetected, which was a bit of a bummer because now, like I say, there's nothing really to shoot at. Seeing what this Hawk 12 is going to do, because I feel like this Hawk 12 is now going to start to make a play and get involved in the game, which would be really good because, like I say, we need, we have the light tank advantage, whereas they don't. So it'd be great if he can sort of get into a position where he can light some tanks up. Now he has lit up this T28 again, which has just taken out our ISU 152. Artillery absolutely smashes him. We get a shot into his side, however we do get lit because we're not actually in cover there. So unfortunately we do get detected. We are getting targeted here, but we lose our spot and we ducked the shot there, which I think is from that medium that's still sort of sitting in the sitting on the opposite side of the riverbank. The T28 is now a one shot to us and we're just sort of behind a bit of tree, aiming the shot, and we get the kill. So there we go. And again, just highlighting the strengths of this tank, which is, it's camo, but obviously the caveat, you need to be in cover. You need to make sure you're sort of behind bushes, trees, to make that camo work to its full potential. Because like I say, if you just sort of fire out in the open, you're within range, you will get lit. So yeah, I kind of felt like I might have got away with that one, but obviously a T28 has sort of got good, it's just got probably optics on it and sort of boosts his view range with situation awareness. So me not being in cover, he's just sort of won that spotting battle, I guess. So we're trying to see if we could get some shots into this T20 here, but he's sort of quite behind cover. There's only 3 tanks left now, so I've sort of decided, I'm going to sort of push into the middle. I'm going to try and see if I can get his tank destroyer to sort of cover me where he is in position. I don't think he's going to be able to get shots on anything in the middle, but I was kind of thinking he might come this way. I just got a bit bold, I think. See the T20 now backing up, which we managed to get a shot in, but unfortunately we do get lit for it. I think it must be the tank destroyer that's up in the middle that's lit us up. Obviously, it's the Iron Rain, so the Iron Rain will outspot us. Obviously, if he's in cover and we're not, he'll easily outspot us all day long. It's not going to be an issue. Now I decided to move in because I see the Hawk 12 is now sort of, he's getting involved in the game now and he's sort of pushing quite hard. But I think he's going after artillery. We get lit up and I know it's the Iron Rain. I'm kind of like, oh, damn. We do see him. I probably should have just, there wasn't really much I could do, to be fair. This guy was, there was no cover anywhere near me, so I just kind of had to go for it. And I did get some shots into him. He's now on a one shot and he gets taken out by our SU 130. And that brings us to end to the replay and an end to the video with a victory. So we only come second place there. We've got 1 kill, just over 3k damage. Fair play to the artillery, the equaliser on our team. We've got 5.6k damage. That was quite phenomenal, really. Only 2.1k assists with just the first class, which I was quite surprised at, but then being top tier, we were probably shooting quite a few low tier targets, so hence why we didn't get the ace. But so yeah, that's sort of that's the end of the video, sort of the conclusion of the IKB 65 and the IKB 90. I will have part 2 coming out soon with the UDES, the Stritzfarm and the Stritzfarm 103B, so keep an eye out for that, guys. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. If you want to see part 2, then please subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to see that video when it gets released. So thank you for the support, guys, and I'll catch you next time.